Alright, now, couple of things to address in this video. The other week I did a podcast with the anime snob. Almost thought it was the anime slob, but I think it's the anime snob. And the podcast on Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I make my debut, and I promised them I would give them a shout out for that podcast. So, if you want to check it out, go ahead. If not, watch this video. Whatever you want to do, you can do. And this is also a start of another series I'm starting called Underrated Characters in Anime/Manga. And since I am completely familiar with Bleach, I will start with that this episode. Episode 1, Underrated Characters in Bleach. Now, this is also a recommendation video / begging video from my boy who wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. So I'm finally doing it. Anyway, first of all, we start off with Renji. Now I know everybody thinks Renji sucks dick, but I want you to hang with me for a little bit. Listen to me for a second. He started out an above average Shinigami with high physical stats. He had a lot of Reiatsu and some talent. Of course, nowhere near Hitsugaya's level of talent, but who really has that anyway? He rivals Hisagi in strength, and Hisagi's pretty up there too, and he's a fucking prodigy almost. I'm cheating right now too. I have a cheat sheet right here on my phone. I need to look at it because there's so much data I had to go over for this video. By the way, I know a lot of people don't want to hear that Renji's a good character because he may not be as pretty as Hitsugaya or Byakuya. But you motherfuckers seriously think Byakuya would have this guy working for him if he really sucked? You realize he's one of the youngest Shinigami out there, yet he achieved Bankai in 2 weeks? And he's working on mastering it. Of course he wasn't going to have a Bankai on Byakuya's level or any fucking senior captain's level because he's a vice captain with the Bankai, which is a rare thing to begin with. Not to mention, he's still pretty fucking good with it. And the only people I think we've actually seen him fight with Bankai, aside from Byakuya, are that fucking pink-haired Espada Saziele Polo, or whatever the fuck his name was. And then he got canceled out the Bankai. Then he had to fight Yami, and Yami curb stomped everybody, so. Except for Kenpachi and Byakuya, who are pretty up there. So Renji is definitely one of the many, many underrated characters in this series, but he gets the most flack. He's just a Yamcha. He's just a Vegeta clone who doesn't become a true rival. Ichigo would kill him in an instant. Well, that might be the case, but Ichigo will fuck up a lot of characters. Now who else do I want to address? If I think I've addressed everything, definitely has more potential than fucking Ikaku in the terms of being a physical beast in this series. Who else do we gotta talk about? Fuck, man. Well, this is too long. Didn't read. Gotta go through all this shit. Also, we also have the Hot Springs. Before I move on, we have the Hot Springs Renji to look forward to. You call him Danga Ichigo. I'm gonna call him Hot Springs Renji. Whatever. The Hot Springs Renji from the Zero Squad Division place, whatever the fuck it's called, the Royal Guard Palace. When he and Rukia were in the same hot springs, not doing anything, getting stronger, eating that food, whatever, that spiritual food shit, whatever the fuck, makes you stronger anyway. These motherfuckers are gonna come back from the Zero Squad Division Palace, whatever the fuck it's called, stronger than ever before. And they were already pretty good. I mean, we're talking about a guy who can mountain bust with a casual flick of his wrist. Mountain, you can say, get that shit out my face, bitch. Took out a Fullbringer without even bringing out his sword. And Rukia is next on the list. Thank God the fucking hot springs thing links right into Rukia. Now, people give her flack, I think, because they're like, well, you know, Hitsugaya was a much better ice swordsman than her. You gotta think about it. I mean, he has so much more ice than her. But we are talking about a vice captain who can fucking... First of all, if you break her sword, the third dance can regenerate this thing, whatever. Not to mention, she was able to freeze an Espada for quite a while. Now, of course, Grimmjow broke out because he's Grimmjow. But if you caught a Shinigami in that shit, you think he's gonna bust out? Unless he's Yamamoto, then yeah, he's gonna bust out of that shit. But Rukia is pretty up there. Now, she's not a Keto specialist, but she is pretty decent in Keto. And she was getting held back the whole time by Byakuya. So you're telling me you don't actually think that she's gonna get somewhere in this series? Well, you sir, you're dead wrong. And I think I covered everything for her. Yeah, she does have room for growth and everything, and she's not like she doesn't have the best potential. And I also know that because of the way the series started, everybody thinks she's shit because Ichigo triumphs her. But Ichigo just surpasses a lot of people, doesn't he? That's not a really good comparison. And I guess people were expecting her to be a top-tier Shinigami, but when Soul Society arc started, we were seeing that she wasn't even like half as good as some of the greatest people in Soul Society. But there's nothing wrong with that. The best people in Soul Society are basically elder gods. They're gods. Who the fuck is calling me? Anyway, third character on the list. You're not gonna guess it because no one ever talks about him. Komamura of the whatever division. The Fox guy. Yeah, him. Tosen's best bro. People give him flack all the time. You know what? I don't even need the phone for this. I can pretty much handle this one myself. Now, for some reason, people seem to think that Komamura is shit. When in fact, the only thing shitty about Komamura are his matchups. His matchups are horrible. Horrible. But he is a fucking straight up monster in terms of physical capabilities. We're talking about a guy who tanked Hado number 80. Even though it was incomplete, it was an incomplete Hado number 80. He tanked it. He was like, oh shit. Oh, damn, that hurts. He had to fall down for a second, but he didn't even lose consciousness. He was still up. He was still mad. He was still yelling. He had some bruises, but he tanked Hado number 80. You're telling me that somebody like Hitsugaya could tank that shit and be like, oh, Aizen, you betrayed us. Tosen blew a hole in his chest because he blew a hole in his Bankai, and yet this guy was still able to swing a sword fighting Aizen even though he got fucked up, but everybody got fucked up when fighting Aizen. Not to mention, I believe that in this arc that he is in currently, he is going to fuck some shit up because he has a full body armor on right now, meaning that he cannot easily be harmed, meaning that his Bankai will stay intact most likely. Let's hope so anyway. That Bankai isn't really that great, but it's not even mastered yet. Maybe if he masters it, the Bankai being harmed no longer hurts him. Not to mention, he's got some of the best morals in this series. You mean, a lot of people in the fucking 13 squads are assholes, but Komamura is a straight up bro. We're talking about a character that had a best friend call him ugly after years of that friend being blind, never seeing anyone, and he thought that their bond was strong. And he calls him ugly. And guess what? He still sticks next to this motherfucker till the very end. He is the broest motherfucker in Soul Society. I guarantee to find me somebody who is more bro than Komamura. I guarantee you can't do it. I guarantee you can't do it. Now I know, I guarantee you also, if Komamura was a pretty boy, motherfuckers would hype him up. Oh, he's better than Byakuya. By the way, he is.